Okay, every so often, my neighbor makes like this slight, soft knocking sound. My upstairs neighbor. I'm really hoping that that can't be heard, but oh well. Okay. Anyway, hello, beautifuls. My name is Quavia. Welcome to JuJu Thyme. In today's video, I want to tell you another Afro wisdom folk tale. This one is called The Knee-High Man. And I know I say this all the time, but honestly, I love, love, love this tale. I found it in a time of my life where I needed to hear its wisdom. So I also hope that you also hear it at the right time. All right, so let's get started. The Knee-High Man. The knee-high man lived by the swamp. He was always a wanting to be big instead of little. He says to himself, I is gonna ask the biggest thing in the neighborhood how I can get sizable. So he goes to see Mr. Horse. He asks him, Mr. Horse, I come to get you to tell me how to get big like you is. Mr. Horse, he say, you eat a whole lot of corn. Then you run around and around and around till you been about 20 miles, and after a while, you big as me. So the knee-high man, he done all Mr. Horse told him, and the corn make his stomach hurt, and running around make his legs hurt, and the trying make his mind hurt. And he gets littler and littler. Then the knee-high man, he sat in his house and study how come Mr. Horse ain't help him none. And he say to himself, I is gonna go see Brer Bull. So he go to see Brer Bull and he say, Brer Bull, I come to ask you to tell me how to get big like you is. And Brer Bull, he say, you eat a whole lot of grass and then you bellow and first thing you know, you get big like I is. And the knee-high man, he done all Brer Bull told him. And the grass make his stomach hurt, and the bellowing make his neck hurt, and the thinking make his mind hurt. And he get littler and littler. Then the knee-high man, he sat in his house and he studied how come Brer Bull ain't done him no good. After a while, he hear old Mr. Hoot Owl way in the swamp preaching that the bad peoples is gonna have the bad luck. Then the knee-high man, he say to himself, I gonna ask Mr. Hoot Owl how I can get to be sizable. And he go see Mr. Hoot Owl. And Mr. Hoot Owl say, what for you want to be big? And the knee-high man say, I want to be big so when I get to fight, I can whoop. And Mr. Hoot Owl say, anybody ever try to pick a scrap with you? The knee-high man, he say, nah. And Mr. Hoot Owl say, well then, you ain't got no cause to fight, and you ain't got no cause to be most sizable than you is. The knee-high man says, but I wants to be big so I can see a fur ways. Mr. Hoot Owl, he say, can't you climb a tree and see a fur ways when you is climb to the top? The knee-high man, he say, yes. Then Mr. Hoot Owl say, you ain't got no cause to be bigger than the body, but you sure got cause to be bigger in the brain. As I said, I really, really adore this tale. This tale, it reminds me the importance of beating to your own drum. You may not be as big or sizable as Mr. Horse or Brer Bull, but you have something they don't have as well. In this age that we now live in, this social media age where we see and are exposed to so much, I mean, it's definitely a blessing. I mean, I remember one day, I don't know, I was on YouTube and stuff, and I was just like, just finding different communities on YouTube, and then I ran into boat life, similar to like van life, but on boats. And I know it's so small, but for me, it was like the coolest thing I could have ever saw. I mean, I have no intentions of pursuing boat life. That's not my style. But still though, it was like a glass ceiling was broken inside of me at that same time. Even though I know that's not my intention of ever doing that, it was still like the coolest thing. And so I went into like a rabbit hole of like sailboats and like the narrow boats and all these other kinds of boats that people just live on, and I don't know, I just found it so amazing. And so in this sense, I mean, this is just a small example, I'm sure, but it just is a blessing when in this situation, you can see and are exposed to so much. But on the flip side of it, it can also make us feel that somehow something in our lives is missing, or something of who we are is wrong or missing, and we find ourselves trying to change who we are because we feel it's more desirable, or sometimes only for the sake of the algorithm or the sake of views or to be seen. We do, say, and act in ways that is not truly who we are, or what we would say, or what we would do. In a way, it's basically, as much as it's a blessing, it can also be a massive distraction on the journey to our authenticity, basically. So basically, I say that this is a huge reminder that you are interesting enough just as you are. You are special enough just as you are. It's just finding the art of what makes you, you. And just by being you, there's always a way that has nothing to do with compromising yourself. So find your center, discover it, explore it. Find your way of doing things. Discover, as I always say, your own individual path towards peace, love, joy, and abundance. Discover how that looks and how that feels for you. Begin the practice of knowing that you are enough just as you are. And it is a practice that you have to constantly affirm within yourself. It doesn't negate the work you have to do. As the story says, you do need to use your brain. But also because of my nature, I would also say that you also need some heart, some courage. But in this moment, you are an uniquely perfect, imperfect human, and honestly, that's just wonderful. But anyway, beautifuls, thank you for being here with me, and I hope that you enjoyed the tale. For just like you, I am but standing in front of the ocean and the cosmos in complete admiration of how much I don't know. So I'm excited that I get to be a student of myself and the world, so I can continue to explore what else When the thunder speaks, you become silent. Okay. As I was saying, I'm excited that I get to be a student of myself in the world so that I can continue to explore what else unfolds. Again, thank you for being here with me. I am going to go and listen to what the thunder has to say. So until the next one, truth and love.